Hello everybody, Noel from Scratch Genius here. Today I will be showing you how to make this really cool Google Snake game in Scratch. This will be split up over multiple parts, so don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for the future parts. Today we are going to start off by making the snake's body. Okay, so here I am in an empty project, except that you might have noticed I added the pen extension. Now if you do not know how to add this, then you go over down here, click this button, add extension, and you can add any other extension you want, but the only one we'll really be using in this project would be the pen extension. So you can click on that, and you should have it now. Now that we have that, we can go over and add our first sprite. We're going to paint it. This is going to be the head of the snake, or the player, so we can name that player. Now we can go over here and paint it. We can use a circle tool and pick a nice green color for the snake. I'm going to use shift and click to make it a perfect circle. Make it something like that and center it. Great! So now to complete it, let's go in and add two black circles, which are going to be the eyes. So I'm going to pick a black color and again shift click to make it a perfect circle. I'm going to Control C and Control V to paste it, so we can have two of the exact same. Make it something like that. And nice! We got our snake. Now let's start with the programming part. Let's make a simple turning script. To do that, we'll go over to Events and drag in the when green flag is clicked. And we're going to drag in the forever loop so that it's constantly checking for the key presses. Let's drag in an if and go to sensing and drag in the key pressed. Let's switch this to W. Then we can right click and duplicate this. Next we'll have the D and right click the top one and duplicate it one more time. That way we have two more. Next we're going to have S and A. Now we can drag in the point in direction block. Now if we point in direction 0, that is straight up for the W. We can right click duplicate this, and if we point in direction 90, when we press D, it's going to look to the right. 180 is going to be looking straight down. Duplicate it one more time, and minus 90 is looking to the left. Great! We now have a simple script where we can use the WASD keys to look in up, right, down, and left. Let's complete the script by adding it so it can move forward. Simply drag in the move steps block and make it move about 4. I found 4 worked best for me. If we run the script now, the snake is going to move forward. Now that we have that down, let's go ahead and start making our renderer, which is going to render the tail of the snake. Let's go and add a new sprite and paint it. We actually don't really need to paint anything since it's going to be using the pen we mentioned earlier. We can name this renderer. And let's start the scripting. So first of all, to make this work, we're going to create two lists. One is going to be the player X, and the other one going to be the player Y. Good. We can go ahead and deselect those because we don't really need to see them right now. So basically what these lists are going to be doing is that the first item on these lists are going to be the current X and the current Y position of the player. The second item on these lists are going to be the X position and the Y position of the player, but 1 frame ago. The third item on these two lists are going to be the X and Y position of the player 2 frames ago, and so on for every item on the list. Now each frame, these numbers are going to roll down 1 item on the list. The current position of the player is going to be inserted at the beginning, and the last item on the list is going to be deleted. Let's go drag in a when green flag clicked block and a forever block. Now we're going to create our own custom block. Now the real reason we're actually doing this is for the run without screen refresh option. This allows it so it can run multiple times without actually refreshing or rendering a new frame. We're going to call this render and hit OK. I'm going to drag this definition over here, and let's drag in the render block in the forever loop. So the first thing we're going to do in the render block is go to pen and erase everything. This erases all the pens and stamps on the screen. Next we'll put our pen up, so stop drawing. Then we're going to travel to the player, go to player, and then we're going to put the pen down to start drawing. Then we're going to drag in a repeat loop, and the number we're going to have here, we're actually going to plug in a value, and that value is going to be the length of player X or player Y. It actually does not really matter since they're both going to have the same length. We're actually going to create a variable, and we're going to call it next position. Now the reason we're actually creating this variable is that it can keep track in the repeat loop which position it is currently rendering. So we can go ahead and set next position, put it before the repeat loop, and set it to 1. We can also change the next position by 1 at the end of the repeat loop. We can also go ahead and hide the variable since we do not need to see it. What we are going to put inside of a repeat loop, apart from changing the next position by 1, is making it go to, and then we're going to use the item, and then we're going to put in the next position. So the item next position of player X, we can also right click and duplicate that and do the same thing for the Y. So we're going to drag those both in there, and this one's going to be player X. This one we have to switch it to player Y. So now if you test it, you might actually see that nothing happens, and the reason because of that is that we're actually not logging any coordinates on the two lists. So to do that, let's go to player, let's add another script. We can go to events, when green flag is clicked, and forever it is going to insert our X position at the first spot of player X. We can right click, duplicate this, and change this from X position to Y position, and switch this to player Y. So now every frame it is going to insert the X position in the first spot of player X and the Y position at the first spot of player Y. Now to prevent it from getting too long, we're going to go and create a new variable. This is going to be player length. This is going to keep track of how long the player tail is going to be by controlling how long the lists should be, the maximum length of the list. You can click OK. You can also go ahead and hide that because we don't really need to see it. And let's go to if, then we can drag in a greater than, go back to variables, and if the length of player X is greater than player length, or this could also be player Y, again does not really matter, we're going to delete the length of player X, and we can duplicate that and switch this to player Y. Now say the list was 50 long, then it would delete item 50 of player X, and the same thing for the player Y. Now before testing this, we should go ahead and actually set player length to something. So let's go set player length to something like 20. Let's go over and delete all of player X, right click to duplicate that, and drag that in at the beginning, and switch the second one to player Y. So it deletes all of player X and player Y at the beginning. Now if you run this, it kind of works, sort of. To fix this, let's go over to renderer, and let's go to operators, drag in the subtraction, and we should actually, instead of doing length of player X, we do length of player X minus 1. Drag that into the repeat value, and now it should work. So to make it not look so thin, let's go over and actually set the pen size to something like 15 at the beginning. Let's test that, and you should definitely have to adjust it to the size of your sprite. I think this works best for me. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like. Also, don't forget to subscribe, that way you won't miss any future parts of the series. If you have any ideas for future tutorials or videos, please post them in the comment section below. Now, have fun, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.